A lot of people get confused when they buy their first action camera as to why things are not in focus, and there is a very special reason why action cameras have this weird focusing issue. And in this video I'm going to try and explain it the simple way. So action cameras are designed to be used for those wide-angle action shots like you see in this example. And here the goal is to have as much of the scene in focus. So for this reason, the camera's optics are set for like infinity focus, or even more precise, to the hyperfocal distance. So you can see here how the background is in focus, but the tree is not in focus. And then if I start moving away, you know, things start to get in focus. So everything that's really close to the camera is going to be blurry. So there's no way you can record any, details. You just have to be further away to actually get, let's say, this here in focus. Now every lens has three focusing extremes. The first one would be the minimum focus distance. That's as close as you can get to the lens before things cannot be in focus anymore. The second one is the infinity focus. So if you focus the furthest away, that's when you get the furthest elements in focus, and then things closer to the lens are going to be out of focus. But there's also a third focusing distance, and this one is called the hyperfocal distance. Now I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure if action cameras are focused to infinity or to the hyperfocal distance. But in any case, here's an explanation of both. Okay, so I'm going to show you this example using my smartphone. Now here I have a 24 to 70 millimeter full frame lens on my full frame camera, and the cool thing about this is that I can use the focus ring to actually shift the focus plane back and forth. So now currently I have the focus set to around 0.3 meters, and if I put my hand in front, you can see that my hand is in focus because there's focus peaking happening on some parts of my hand. That's those red dots that you can see. So everywhere the red dots appear, things will be in focus. Now if I start focusing forward, so I start pushing this to, I don't know, somewhere around 7 meters. Now you can see that everything in the foreground is in focus, the midground and the distant objects. But if I focus into infinity, so all the way to infinity, now only the really far away elements are in focus and the things in front are not. So let me show you. So here you can see that the trees in the back are completely in focus. But then if I start moving towards the foreground, it's not really sharp. So this would be infinity focus. But if I set my focal plane like this, now if I punch in, you can see that the distant elements are in focus as well as this thing here closer to the camera. So this would be the hyperfocal distance achieved just by focus peaking, by looking at the red dots. So now if you want to use your action camera for vlogging, you come across this barrier. You're just too close to the camera to be properly in focus. And here you can see that the background is completely sharp and I am, well, not really sharp. And because the camera has such a wide angle lens, you tend to push the camera closer to you, because even here, this is still probably wider than like this. So yeah, it's about the same thing, and I have this camera really close to my face. Even though here I'm shooting on a 17 millimeter lens, this one would be equivalent to 12 millimeters. So it's really wide. So if you don't want to look like a teeny tiny subject in the frame, well then naturally you bring the camera closer and you come out of focus. So there you have it, the reason why you're not in focus whenever you're trying to do a vlog with your action camera. Just keep it far away from you and it'll be good to go. And if you want to do some proper video vlogging, then I do suggest buying a camera that has a proper lens and that autofocuses, like maybe the DJI Pocket 3, which autofocuses, and that's way better for vlogging, and you will have a blurry background. Here I have to do this artificially in post-production, in this way making me you know, appear more in focus in the end, even though I'm not really sharp in these shots. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave that down below. Consider subscribing to the channel and hit the like button for the algorithm. It really helps. And if you want to stay on the channel, watch this video over here. Bye bye.